Playing that riff, the 5th string, he plays this brief chop with the open strings, like this, chop. Then he gets into this little number. But before he does that, this riff, he plays this chop on the open strings. Chop. So right after that riff is this just one strum chop. Chop. Alright, so we got the riff taken care of, and it's good that you learn that because it shows up again when you start singing. Now, we're going to be learning this riff, which we're going to play here. Sounds like this. Pretty straightforward and simple. And what you're going to do to initiate that is you're going to, just with your index finger, you're going to bar the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings on the 3rd fret. Okay, you're going to bar that. And as I discussed in the riff earlier, he likes to bend those strings either downward or upward. Alright? So he plays that, and you can play it either as a strum or with your index finger. It doesn't matter, with your right hand, whatever's comfortable for you, right? So the first sequence of this riff, you're going to be playing that 3rd fret, barring the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. So you play that and you bend. You play that once. Then you're going to play the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings open as your next note. So it'll be like this: 1, 2, 1, 2. And immediately after that, you play the bottom string on the 5th fret. And I like to play that with my index finger. I chop upwards on the 1st string, holding the 5th fret bottom string. So those are the first 3 parts of that. 1, 2, 3. And then the next 2 notes to follow that, you'll stay on the, you'll still finger the bottom string on the 5th fret, but this time you're going to play a chord with it. You're going to play an open chord with that fingered, and you're going to play that twice. So meaning you're going to play a chord which will have the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings played open with your pinky or whatever finger fingering the 5th fret bottom string. You're going to play that twice. So 1, 2, I do a downstroke and an upstroke. So when you put it together, it'll be 5 notes in all. It's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he gradually builds up the pace on that. But when he kicks into that riff, he bends the 3rd fret. See, I'm bending those strings downwards. that's the riff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the main riff all together. Okay, so we covered those two important components, and now we're going to get into the portion of the song where we start singing, and it repeats itself over and over again. So when he gets to this part, it'll sound like this. Yeah, gonna see my long cat Doney. Alright, so we're gonna cover that portion. Yeah, gonna see my long cat Doney. Okay, and timing here is gonna be pretty crucial. So when he kicks into this component, he sings this phrase. It says, yeah, gonna see my long-haired Doney. So the part where he goes, yeah, the measure will sound like this. Yeah, gonna see my long hair. Yeah, gonna see my long hair. Alright, we're gonna cover that. So again, he's finding the 3rd fret, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and he's yeah. He's bending the strings downwards. And when he plays that, there's a bit of rest before he gets back into the riff, which we learned earlier. So it'll be like, yeah, gonna see my long hair. And the way to bridge that gap is, I would recommend tapping your foot. So it'd be like this. Yeah, gonna see my long hair. Yeah, gonna see my long hair. Try to use your foot tap as like a metronome. But be consistent with the timing, and if you have to listen to the LP, that will help you out a little bit. So it'd be like this. Yeah, gonna see my long hair. So when in this phrase, after you say gonna, is when he kicks into this riff again. So again, it's what I taught you earlier in the lesson. Yeah, gonna see my long hair. Yeah, gonna see my long hair. Notice right after I say gonna, he kicks into that riff, which is again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you play that riff, and then he continues on to the bass, which we covered. Long-haired Doney, Doney. So the riff will go like this. Yeah, gonna see my long-haired Doney. And that part will be like this. Doney, Doney. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, it's those bass notes in the riff that I covered earlier in the lesson. It's again finding the 4th string open, Doney, 4th string open, 3rd fret, 4th string, and then the 3rd string open, then 4th string, 3rd fret, and 5th string, 3rd fret, open. And again, it's putting the riff. Now under the riff, you're singing out the lyrics. Yeah, gonna see my long-haired Doney. And after you play that, boom, you play that chop. open strum chop. Chop. See my long hair dawn. Yeah, gonna see my long hair dawn. It's a little bit difficult. I'll go a little bit slower. Yeah, gonna see my longer hair dawn. Again, even slower. Yeah, gonna see my longer hair dawn. Chop. Putting the things and matching with the voicings on the LP. You play that chop and he plays the riff again. Okay? So the majority of the song is just like that. He repeats that, and then he gets into like a B-stanza. He plays an alteration. He ends the measure before he gets into this next verse. He plays a segment that goes like this. Yeah, gonna tell about my trouble. Here. And really it's again emphasizing the 3rd fret again and bending the strings. So in this portion there's going to be 9 notes in all, and the first 7 notes, they're gonna sound like this. Yeah, gonna tell about mine. Those 7 notes. All he's really doing is finding the 3rd fret, 4th string, 3rd fret, 4th string, and he's just bending and keeping his index finger stationed on that and bending upwards. So it'll be like this. Yeah, gonna see my trouble. So the 7 notes will be like this. 3rd fret, 4th string, 1, and then you're going to play that note again. So it'll be the first 2 notes, 1, 2. The next 5 notes will be this. He's going to start playing the combination with the 3rd string open with the 4th string on the 3rd fret fingered as well. So you're just going to play the 4th and the 3rd string. Okay, so your index fingers fingering the 4th string on the 3rd fret, and you play 1, then open on the 3rd string, then play again on the 3rd fret, 4th string, then open on the 3rd string. So you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll go over that shortly. It'll be very easy and straightforward. So it'll be like, yeah, gonna tell about mine. And when he caps off that measure, the last 2 notes of that measure will sound like this. You find the 3rd string open, and then the 3rd fret, 3rd string, and you bend that. And then you play an open string on the 3rd string. So it'll be like this. Yeah, gonna tell her my mama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, gonna tell her my mama. And I'm playing that. You can either play that with your thumb or your index finger. It doesn't matter. I tend to go back and forth on that. So, yeah, gonna tell my mother. And immediately when you play this, yeah, you go back to the riff. Yeah, gonna see my long hair gone. Yeah, gonna tell my mama trouble. Yeah, gonna see my long hair gone. And that's putting it together, just repeating the cycles. So again, a very easy and straightforward song. R.L. Burnside was not really that elaborate in his compositions. He just had a riff and he played that over and over again on loop in most of his songs. And that's why I'm leaving it out for you, very straightforward and easy and simple. Go on my website and the tablature is there for you. And when you engage this song, the emphasis, the trick is bending on the 3rd fret. Right? Bending up and down, and this lick. And this fast riff shows up all over his repertoire. Don't you preacher, they look mellow. That's where it shows up in Peaches or in Black Maddie. Again, that's such an important lick to learn because it shows up over and over again in R.L. Burnside's music. So this is the lesson on long-haired Doney for you and your learning purposes, and I'm going to try to post all of the songs on R.L. Burnside's first recordings LP through the course of the year. So I hope you enjoy this, and if there's any other requests or if you want to learn a customized song, feel free to reach out to me on my website and email me in person if you want a personal lesson and so forth. So this is Delta Lou, and I'm signing off. Have a good day.